to this video. I'm really excited about this video, and I'll tell you for why. It fundamentally changed my attitude and approach to my finances, my personal finances. Let me ask you a question. Were you taught money management or anything about finance in school? I know I wasn't. Maybe you did an economics course at O-level or A-level or international baccalaureate, but it didn't really teach you anything about personal finance. And I've got a real beef with that, and I share this with as many people as I possibly can. I learned this from a gentleman called T. Harv Eker when he was teaching the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and his program has changed the lives of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people around the world in the last 20 years. And one of the fundamental learnings in that weekend, it's a 3-day training, is this money management system. I've tailored it slightly because you take something and you do it whatever works for you, and I want you to do the same. But fundamentally stick to the basics of this money management system. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you a money management system. We call it BAMM, our basic account management model. Very important that you stick to the whole process all the way through and do it on a monthly basis. Because whether you like it or not, you're managing your money right now. It's true. You're either doing it well or you're doing it badly. So every single person on this planet, whether they've got a financial education or not, is managing their money. The truth is, most people are managing it badly. I know I used to, but now I have a system. In fact, there's 2 people in this room working with me, my daughter Molly and one of our team, Dan, who I've taught this system to, and as soon as they learnt it, they adopted it straight away. And that's the key. That's the key. A lot of you might be saying, but I haven't got any money. Look, you don't need money to operate this system. The key is to develop a habit of doing it on a monthly basis, so the universe knows that you're ready to receive bigger amounts of money because you have a system now of managing it, and you're going to be disciplined moving forward to do it. So let me share it with you. Why is it important to have a system? Okay, it's important to have a system. I talk about this in trading. I've just done a video about a system of our trading. Everything in business, everything in life should be a system, and this is a system. So like I said, it's called BAMM, Basic Account Money Management. That's what I prefer, that, not model. Basic Account Money Management, and it's something that you have got to adopt on a monthly basis. So we're going to start. The system requires 6 accounts. T. Harv teaches it as, he calls it the jar system, but of course in this modern age nobody's going to keep jars at home or under the bed stuffed with cash. You're going to go to your bank or go online and you're going to open 6 or 7 accounts. We'll come to that in a moment, but 6 accounts essentially that you are going to use on a monthly basis to use this, to operate this system on. Now the first account you're going to open, and you have this open already, is basically your current account. It's where you receive your salary or business income or dividend income. Wherever you get income from, get it into your current account. We call this your essentials account. And what you should have in your essentials account is 55% of whatever that income is. Now, what are you going to spend your essentials money on? Look, the name is in the title. Okay, the clue is in the title. Essentials, rent, mortgage, electricity, all those bills, food, water. These are all things that we need to live, and that's the key, need. Can you put the air on, please?
The what there?
The air on. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, need. Whatever you need to live should come out of this, and you should spend no more than 55% of your overall income on your essentials. So let me tell you again, essentials, roof over your head, be it a mortgage or be it rent, it doesn't matter. It could be fuel in your car to get you to work, it could be the bus fare, the train fare, it's food on your table, it's clothing. Now, don't get confused with going out and buying the latest Gucci shirt or a pair of Nike trainers. No, this is essential clothing, okay? You need one business suit, 2 business shirts, 2 pairs of shoes, right? You can only wear 1 pair of shoes at a time, right? Nobody wants to wear the same pair all the time, but keep it to the basics of what you need, right? Remember that. Do I need it and do I love it? Those are the 2 questions I ask. If I need it and I love it, then I'm happy to buy it. If I don't need it, I don't even go to the next question. If I do need it, but actually I'm not sure that I love it, I don't waste my money on it, okay? I'm gonna wait until I find what I need, because we all have the essentials. We really do. There are very few people out there that I'm talking to on this video that don't already have a wardrobe full of essentials, plates in the cupboard, all those kind of things. So make sure you're spending it wisely. 55%, a maximum of your net of tax income. Okay, let's be clear about that. Your net of tax income, not your gross income. No, you've got to take that and give it to the tax man, whether you're paid through a pay as you earn system or whether you have to declare a tax return at the end of the year. Either way, you've got to provide for that. So this is your net of tax income. Speak to your accountant, make sure that you are providing into your 8th account, your tax account, okay? So essentials, 55% essentials into that account every single month. Now, the next account, I call it legacy. This is my legacy account. And every month, I pay into my legacy account 10% of my net of tax income. So whatever I earn every month goes straight into my legacy account. Now, why do I call it legacy account? My plan is that I want to leave a legacy for generations of my family to come. $100 million that they can use through a trust that will allow them to educate their family, do business ventures, do things. It's not for travel, it's not for those kind of luxuries, it's really about education and business opportunities. So with that, I put 10% in here. Now it's not just a savings account. I'm not going to get to $100 million just by saving a bit of money every month and relying on banked interest. So my legacy account is all about having funds available for when opportunities come along for me to grow my net worth. Now that may mean putting some of it into my own trading fund. It may mean that when a property deal comes along, I take some of that and put it into that property deal. It may mean when another business opportunity comes along that requires some cash input, I can put it into that. To give you an example, I am invested in a UK-based company called Envirocool, one of the companies that we've invested in, one of many companies that we have invested in. And we took that from our legacy account and we invested that money into that company. And the shares now sit within our legacy fund, within our family trust. So legacy is all about growth. It's all about growing your net worth. This is not to pay your rent. This is not to cover any essentials. This is so that you're saving for that opportunity. How many of you have come across an opportunity and you've had to say, I'm sorry, I just don't have the money right now? Look, with this system, in time, you will have the money for those opportunities. So finally, you don't have to let them slip through your fingers. Now, this is for investment opportunities only. If you don't take it out just because you're a bit strapped one month, you never touch this account. Never, ever, ever touch this account. Half says this is your golden goose, and you never kill the golden goose. I'm sure you know the story of the golden goose. The farmer whose golden goose, he laid a golden egg every day. They became very rich and wealthy. And one day the farmer's wife said, do you know what, if we cut him open, we can have all the eggs at once. The farmer thought that was a great idea. So they did it. Guess what? Now they've got a dead goose with no eggs inside it. It just laid a golden egg every day. They killed the golden goose. You are never going to kill the golden goose. You're going to continue building your legacy fund through investment opportunities so that you achieve the lifestyle of your dreams and the legacy that you want to leave for your generations to come. Friends and family, whatever it is, hey, leave it to the cat home for all I care, but whatever it is that you want to do with your legacy. So that's legacy. 10%, right, remember that. 55% into essentials, 10% into legacy. Let's write this down. So essentials, 55%. Legacy, 10%. Okay, take a note of this, write it down, because you're going to go and open your accounts and start this process immediately. Our next account, savings, okay? This is our savings account. Now, what are we going to use our savings account for? Well, firstly, how much do we pay into it? I pay 10% into my savings, and it's your choice whether you split these into two savings accounts or just keep it as one. I keep it as one. And in here, I'm putting 10% a month that I will spend on maybe a holiday, or maybe a wedding anniversary, or maybe a diamond ring for my wife when we reach our 25th wedding anniversary. I don't know, but things that I want to save up for. It could be that I buy a new flat screen TV. So non-essential items that you want. So whatever you want that is not an essential part of living. So flat screen TV, maybe it's a new radio, maybe your house needs a new carpet, right? It's not essential that you have that new carpet unless it's essential, you know, maybe you've had a fire or something, but hopefully you've got insurance that covers that. Whatever it is that you want, you're going to save up for it. Years ago, Access, MasterCard, they had an advert. This is back in the late 60s, early 70s. And it was Access, it was your flexible friend, taking the waiting out of wanting. I say, put the waiting back into wanting, because living off credit is not the way forward. Saving up so that you can afford it is the way forward, and we all need to have that cultural change back to that early 70s status where people weren't living off borrowings. Maybe they had a mortgage, and that's okay, but they weren't just borrowing and buying. I mean, there's offers now. You can buy £100 TV or $100 TV on credit. Come on, guys, save up for it. Yeah, don't fall into the credit trap. So remember, anything that you want, a holiday, a party, a new TV, you're going to put it in your savings account, 10% every month. The reason some people split this, maybe it's a longer term saving objective, like the wedding anniversary, the 25th wedding anniversary. For me, that's 6 years away still. So I could be saving for that in a longer term account. This could be shorter term saving objectives like the new TV, the replacement television, or maybe some replacement kitchenware or something like that. Make sense? Good. So savings. Savings make up 10%. 10% of your net of tax income. Net of tax income. I'm going to flog that. Net of tax. Don't get yourself in trouble with your Internal Revenue Service or Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. Make sure you're paying your tax as you go. So net it off, put it in a separate account, a tax account, and then split your money between these accounts. This account I call growth. Okay? And in growth, you're going to put 10% every single month. Okay, so growth, 10%. Now, growth. What do I mean by growth? I'm talking about personal growth. I'm not talking about growing your belly. Don't get me wrong, this is not for meals out. This is personal growth. This is about education. Half says this: if you are not growing, you're dying. An oak tree, once it stops growing for a reason, and that is because it's dead. An oak tree never stops growing, and we as human beings have to be the same. We have to adopt the same approach. We need to be investing in ourselves on a regular basis. Mentors, coaches, whatever it may be. Look, I've had trading mentors, I've had training mentors. I've had personal coaches to help me get fit, get stronger. I've had swimming coaches, okay, whatever it is I wanted to do and where I wanted to grow quickly, I have invested my money in them to make sure that I facilitate that growth. Even to this day, I still spend on a monthly basis new trainings for our trading, new opportunities. Maybe now, it could be a crypto opportunity. You could learn how to trade Forex, whatever it is, whatever you want, you have to save up and be ready to invest in it, again, when that opportunity comes along. How many of you had the opportunity to go to a training, but actually you can't afford it? Well, you need to eliminate that problem, and this system eliminates that problem for you. So 10% into growth every single month. Now, the next one, I call it, a very old-fashioned word, I call it tithing, tithe. What does tithing mean? Tithing is an old-fashioned word where they used to tithe locals, that's a 5, not an 8, 5%, a small tax that went to charitable causes. Okay, so tithing to this day is all about charitable giving. Look, 5% of your net of tax income is not a great deal of money, but it can make a huge difference to somebody else's life. Now, pick your charity. I pick my charities very, very carefully. And in the past, some of our give has gone to family because they've needed some help and support. So we've chosen to help and support them along that way. But it could easily be cancer research, it could be cystic fibrosis, whatever it is, it could be saving animals in Africa, whatever it is that resonates with you, your 5% is going to go to a charitable donation. Now, some of you might look at the figures and have a look at your net of tax income and go, actually I'm struggling to make this work a little bit, in which case there's nothing wrong with playing with these figures slightly, and one of the things that you can do is adjust that down to 0. Why do I say that? Because there are other forms of charity, tithing, other than giving financially. Okay, we can all find an hour a week to donate our time for voluntary work. My daughter goes twice a week to work voluntarily at a school for special needs children. So you can all find a way of giving until your income becomes such where you can put this back in at 5%. So there are no excuses. If you're going to play around with the system, this is the one area I will advocate changing. So tithing. So finally, and this is our, everybody loves this account. I call this our FFA. This is our for fun account, okay? So for fun account. What are we going to do with our for fun account? Well, I think the clue is in the title. Firstly, we're going to put 10% into our for fun account. And with it, we are going to have fun. That's the whole point of it. This is everything that is not in here, okay? That is not essential, that you're not saving up for. This is something you're going to do every month. You're going to put 10% in every month, and you're going to spend 10% every single month. Now, the reason for this is we've got to have fun. Okay, we've all got that inner child inside us, and if we don't feed that inner child's going to trip you up. It's going to sabotage you at some point in your life, and always at that absolute opportunity where you're about to launch yourself into the stratosphere. It'll take you out of the game. Your inner child needs to be fed on a monthly basis. So every single month, you're going to take that 10% and you're going to do whatever you want. That is the Gucci shirt or the Nike trainers. That could be a massage. It could be a blowout meal with your wife or your husband or friends and family. It could be whatever you want it to be. There are no rules here. The only rule is that if you're a couple, you both have an FFA account and neither of you can criticise what the other spends it on. So my wife loves shopping, clothes, shoes. She pulled a dress out of the wardrobe the other day with a label on it that had been hanging for a year. Hey, it's her play money. She does what she wants with it, okay? So it's her fun account. Very important. Equally, when I buy another gadget, she is not allowed to criticise me for buying it. Or a rucksack. I've got a bit of a penchant for rucksacks and bags. So it's up to you, whatever you want to spend it on. Very important. Now, all of this has to be done every month. You have to put the money in the accounts. This you have to spend every month. Tithe, you have to give it away every month. Otherwise, it's not tithing, right? So, I've taught you the system. You now know what the system is. Essentials, 55%. Mortgage, rent, food on the table. Essential clothes, not luxury clothes, essential clothes. Legacy, this is where you're going to put 10% every month of your net taxable income, net of tax income, and you're going to use it when you have an opportunity come your way, whether it be an investment opportunity in a new business or a property. You're going to use it to grow more golden eggs. Savings. Use these accounts to save up for things that you want. Maybe it's a holiday, maybe it's an anniversary party, maybe it's a new television. Save up for it so that when your old TV, your TV breaks, you can replace it without going, I don't have the money for it. This covers everything, every eventuality. Growth, educate yourself, grow yourself so that you are constantly growing. Remember, your comfort zone is in direct proportion to your money zone. So if you want big money, grow yourself so that you're bigger, your container is bigger to receive that extra money. Tithing, you're going to give it 5% or give your time to a charity with voluntary work and your 4 fun accounts. Spend it every month. Now, some of you are going, I don't have the money for this. Bollocks. Yep, very British word, bollocks. Everybody's got money to start this process. I know a story, a lady called Michelle Burt, her name is. She did not have the money, but she took $1 in her first month of learning this system and she split $1 across all of these accounts. 55 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents. What do you have fun with 10 cents at the end of the month? Well, do you know what? She went out and she bought some bubble gum. A 10 cents bubble gum. And she blew bubbles with it and she laughed, but celebrated the fact that she got to the end of the month, adopted the system, created the habit, and fulfilled the obligation of having fun with it at the end of the month. Listen, within 12 months, she was banking $10,000 a month into, did I say the end of the month? By the end of the year, she was banking $10,000 across these accounts on a monthly basis. And let me tell you, that woman now is a multi-millionaire because she started the habit of developing this system. Make sure you do the same. I hope you've enjoyed this video. This for me is one of the keys to financial success. You can make all the money in the world, but if you don't have the system to manage it, you'll end up back to zero. So thanks for watching. Put your comments, questions in the box. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a big thumbs up on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys.